Hello, this is Tylerratz, CEO of Rat's Pack Media. Today, I want to talk about something that a lot of new media people get wrong about old media. If you've ever watched Gary Vaynerchuk, which I'm sure you have, and if you haven't, you should, he talks a lot about how no one is looking at billboards anymore, no one is looking at television commercials anymore, no one is reading their spam, the mail that they physically get from the Post. No one is reading it, no one is taking in that content anymore, and that's why you should be exclusively online. Except that Gary would be the first one to admit that he used for his previous business television commercials, billboards, and the post office. So while it is true that today the younger generation is a lot more engaged in Facebook, it's a lot more engaged in Snapchat, and it's a lot more engaged in Instagram, there is still money to be made in marketing in old media. And if you think that it's not true, then that means that you believe that giant companies that are spending millions of dollars a year on television commercials and on billboards never considered for a second that they're wasting their money, which might be true for some, but I'd assume, and I'm pretty sure that I'm right, that big companies have 100 people working for them that are watching the data. So if they see that they're putting up a television commercial and they're not getting their value's worth, they're just gonna do less commercials the next year. There is definitely a system in place that they are going to be watching what's coming in and what isn't coming in. So while it's true that old media doesn't get as much engagement as it used to get, it's still getting engagement. So Gary will tell you that there is still a worth, it's just not worth as much as it was. So therefore, you should be paying less for it. People that are watching TV live are usually watching a sports event. So commercials that happen during that time are worth more than if you're watching a television show that you most likely DVR'd and you're watching it on your own time and you're most likely skipping the commercials. But a business should never forget that there is still worth in old media, and you shouldn't cross that off your list of possible places to advertise to because your market might be there. So when you're considering where to market to, you need to look at all the possible ways of marketing, consider where everyone's attention is, and if you find that new media is where everyone's attention is of your specific audience, great, but never scratch off your list the high probability that there are still a lot of people that will engage in your billboards and your television commercials. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I really appreciate it that you take your time to watch my content. If you like what you see, please like this episode on Facebook, please thumbs up on YouTube, and make sure to share it with everyone. Bye.